Ciao ragazzuoli, bentornati in una nuova diretta. Oggi faremo un'intervista speciale in quanto per la prima volta intervisteremo uno studente straniero qui sulla pagina. Parleremo infatti con Rodi, che è uno studente tedesco che viene da Amburgo, che studia qui con me alla Medical University Pleven in Bulgaria. Ci tenevo a fare questa intervista proprio perché vi ho sempre detto, insomma, che la Medical University Pleven e in generale tutte le università estere che sono comunque in lingua inglese, che ci sono anche in Repubblica Ceca, in Romania e in Bulgaria, appunto sono frequentate da studenti da tutte le parti del mondo e la Medical University Pleven non fa eccezione in quanto vengono sostanzialmente da tutta Europa per iscriversi appunto a questa università. Piccola nota aggiuntiva, ho aggiunto i sottotitoli in quanto comunque ovviamente Rodi non parla italiano ma parla tedesco e inglese, quindi abbiamo conversato in inglese e vi lascio appunto i sottotitoli così che chiunque possa più o meno capire ciò che stiamo dicendo. Quindi ci vediamo alla diretta. Hi Rodi, welcome to this interview. I would just like to ask you to introduce yourself and to tell us how you discovered the Medical University Pleven and how you went here 4 years ago.
Thank you for inviting me to this. Yes, my name is Rodi. I am a student from Germany, and I'm in fourth year now. So I survived the first 3 years. So far, it was very good. And my story basically was by chance. So I heard about this uni, and a friend of mine applied for this uni and told me to apply too. And afterwards, I just started here, and everything went very smoothly. So if you have an agency or something, I went through an agency from Germany. It was very smooth. They helped me a lot, and still, if I have questions, they helped me a lot. So I'm pretty safe here. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for your answer. Now I would like to ask you a question that many Italian students ask me every day, which is what was your level of English once you started here in Pleven? Was like a high level or you were not so good in English? Just tell me your experience.
When I started here, my level was okay. It was good. But just because I heard a lot of English music, that's why I knew a lot of English and so on. But my best friend who started with me, her English was terrible. She was very bad in the beginning. She did, and after like 3, 4, 5 weeks, because she had a lot of contact with international students, her English was fluent. So I don't think the English language is the problem if you want to interconnect with other people. You will learn it like very fast because English to learn is very easy if you want.
Okay, Rodi, now another question. What are the difference that you've noticed throughout all these years? Of course, cultural differences, but also differences in the university system between Germany and Bulgaria. Did you notice any difference, for example, in lectures, labs, internships, exams, and so on? Tell me your experience.
So when I started here, I didn't have so many expectations because I didn't know about Bulgaria at all. But the people here are as nice as in Germany. Sometimes they are nicer, to be honest, because Germany is sometimes very cold and the people are very cold. But in general, I felt pretty okay. The system in the uni is similar to the system in Western countries. The only big difference, as far as I know, is in Germany in medical unis you have just MCQs for all the exams, and in Bulgaria it's different. You pick a topic, you write about it, an essay, and you have to know some practical stuff. You will have in 80 to 90% of the exams you will have an oral, which doesn't count for Germany. Germany, most of the time, you don't have oral. The culture is very different. They have their own culture. They have Baba Marta, or they have like stuff with national days where they celebrate a lot. They have, I think, more celebration days than Germany, but in fact, there's still enough time on. There's still enough like place to study. Yes, this is what I noticed.
Okay, perfect. Now I would like to ask you another thing. In Italy, most often we say that abroad the university system has like a more practical approach in the education. And I would like to ask you if also in Germany there is this kind of idea, and if you ever found some differences here in Bulgaria with respect to Germany, or also in Germany the education, medical education is practice-based.
The systems are a little bit different. Both systems have like pros and cons, because here in differently to Germany is you can get the number of the doctors you are with. You can get the email of them. You can contact them every time. You can ask them if you can come over for the weekend or you can come over for any day. But in Germany, it is not possible. You have your schedule, you go to the hospital to this and this day, and then you go home. And also in Germany, I know they have also dissection classes and so on, but not as long as we have it here. Like we have it for 1.5 years. In Germany, you have it like for, I think, half a year or 1 year. I feel like very comfortable here because I know I can do a lot if I really want to, and I do a lot so far. A lot of doctors have contact with me and I help out here and there, so I'm good. I'm fine with it.
Okay, thank you very much. You are very, very eloquent, very, very nice answer. Now I would like to ask you about just simply how you find Pleven as a city, of course, from a student perspective.
Pleven, to be honest, is not like, this is not New York, or if you come from a big city, this is not a big city. It's a small city, but it has its own charm. Like I like it in summer very much. It doesn't feel like this small city. And also in the last few years, as far as I know, Pleven evolved a lot because now we have more like a lot of clubs for students. We have newer restaurants. We have a lot of cafes. The center looks beautiful. This is like one of the things I really find very cool in this city, that they really take care of plants and they plant every year like a lot of flowers and so on. I was very surprised because it's a lot of money, but the city wants it, so they put a lot of money and effort in these things. So I really enjoy it in summer.
Thank you very much. Now I would like to ask you about the relationships that you make here in Pleven. Have you met many international students? It is true that people from all over the world come here in Bulgaria to attend this university or not?
The fact that we have a lot of Italians here means that, of course, they have like their own circles and so on, which is pretty hard as a non-Italian to hang with them, because you don't speak Italian, then you can't hang with them. But for me, as you can see, I have a lot of good Italian friends like you, Francesco. I really like to hang with them, very clever people. And also make like a lot of contact with other people because now I have friends from Canada, I have friends from Japan, friends from Spain, Norway, what else? Sweden, Italy, of course. Also some friends in India, and even a girl from Australia is here. So that's very like mixed up multicultural thing, and you learn a lot from other cultures and people. If you talk to them, you can see like the world is even bigger than you think. And I really appreciate that I like have a lot of foreign friends now because I see the world with different eyes or in different angle, and that's so cool.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Now a more simple question, just how much does it cost to live in Bulgaria? And for example, how much do you pay each month for your rent?
So basically it's very cheap here. You can expect that everything costs like half the price of your country. Except for food, this is like sometimes 2/3 of the price. But for example, in my city, like I come from northern Germany, which is Hamburg, you have to pay for like a normal, let's say 60 to 80 square meter apartment. You will pay 900 euros up to 1,300 euros, which is very expensive. Here I have an apartment with 3 rooms. Like I pay 230 euros every month just for the apartment, which is nothing. I think it's like this is super cheap. So you can expect to have like a very good life here. Oh, if you drive by a taxi or so on, this is like super cheap. You pay like, I don't know, in Germany you pay like 3 euros or 4 euros if you just get into a taxi. And then if he drives you like 20 minutes, you pay like, I don't know, 20 euros or so. If you drive here with a taxi, you pay in the end, I think 4 level, 5 level, which is like 2-3 euros, which is nothing. So if you party and get too drunk, you can just call a taxi and go home. So it's very cheap.
Okay, perfect. Now I would like to ask you about the Bulgarian language. Was it difficult to learn? Is it something manageable for a new student to get used to it? And how during an internship it is structured, the communication with the patient?
For me, it was was okay. If you get used to the vocabulary or like the alphabet, everything is easy. If you sit down and study like 20 minutes every week, you'll be fine. But if you can't because you are not so language skilled or something, you don't go alone to the patients, of course. The doctors are always with you. They can translate for you. They don't get mad because they know you are from a different country. And if you do internships, after the third year in summer, you have to do internship in summer. You can decide where you can do this internship. You can do it in one of the hospitals here. We have like 5 or 6 hospitals here. Or you can also do the internship in summer in your own country and get like a signature there. And then you just come back and show it to the uni and they'll be fine with it. So it's no problem at all.
Okay, perfect. Very complete answer. Now a more personal question. What are you planning to do after your graduation? Will you return back home in Germany or not?
Right now, I'm thinking about after graduation to go 1 year to Japan, just to enjoy life before the real hustle is starting. And afterwards, I'm still thinking to go to Austria or Germany because both are German-speaking countries. But I think in countries like Germany and Austria, I have a better chance because I speak the language fluently and it's easier for me to communicate than in Bulgaria or like English-speaking countries. And I will start there my education for specialization.
Okay, now I would like to ask you about more controversial question. Is there the idea in Germany that a degree obtained in Bulgaria is like worth less than one obtained in Germany or not?
This is the opposite. Because it's all euro, the diploma is the same. Germany is one of the only countries where you have like after you graduate, you have to write like a doctor's work, which goes like 2 years, a scientific work. Here and normally in other countries, you don't have to write it. Here you get the MD, like the medical doctor for international graduation, which means on the other hand, if you have a good MD, you can easily go to other countries too.
Okay, now final question. Is there any association here in Pleven that may help new students during their stay in Bulgaria, for example, giving them materials to study, organizing events, parties, tournaments, giving possibilities to new students to gather and to meet each other and make new friendships?
Yes, Pleven is the only city or the only uni out of the 5 unis in Bulgaria which has aims. This means Association of International Medical Students. Basically, it's a concept from UK, and the UK people like brought it here, and they organize a lot. Like it's a very big community, and which do a lot of party and international day and all this stuff. We have aims sports who organize tournaments in football, basketball, badminton, volleyball, and all the other sports if you want to. So yeah, they do a lot.
Okay, Rodi, the interview is finished. I think that we've covered a lot of different topics. I would like to thank you very much for your time. It was a real pleasure, and see you in the uni.
Thank you very much for letting me speak. It was a very nice experience. I was never on an interview or something. I never see myself as a very important person. But every time you need me, I will help you out. And I hope to all the students who are interested in medicine, no matter where and no matter how, in the end, if you see the aim, you can reach your goal. So, yes, thank you very much.